guys.
What's up, guys? Welcome to yet another edition of the BirdNest, presented by Velocity Sports. Tonight, we're going to have some interesting topics. Me and you personally got to watch UFC 261 this weekend. Pretty interesting. Of course, I had a wonderful bet going until Masvidal decided to be a piece of garbage. Oh, no, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But no,
Crazy circumstances.
50 fights, dude's never been knocked out, and then, of course, he gets knocked out.
He gets knocked out.
Just,
It's just a human body. Human body. Wear and tear.
Stupid. So stupid. So, we're going to get right into it. Had some good things, some fun things, some gruesome things, some weeby-jeeby things.
I almost don't even want to talk about it. I'm already picturing it.
Man. So, in the early fight, if I remember correctly, we had Anthony Smith and Jimmy Crute. And it was towards the end of the first round, if I remember correctly. Anthony Smith hit him with a low leg kick, kind of the middle of the knee, and either gave him structural damage, blew his knee out, something, because that leg was not the same after it, and it was basically pretty much what stopped the fight after the first round.
Yeah, because the doctors came in, and he was like, I can do it. No, the doctor's like, no, you can't. You can't even walk on it.
His leg just kept giving out. Oh, it was so gross. Me and you were waiting for his kneecap to break or something. We're just like, stop walking.
I know. I was like, sit down, quit. And he's walking around giving people hugs and stuff, and I'm like, stop.
I'm like, you're just hurting yourself, man. You're just hurting yourself.
Yeah, it was not good. It was.
And then we go to the next fight, which is Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman, and oh boy, gross. First kick of the fight, wraps his leg around Uriah Hall's leg, and he done.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was hard to see. Hurt. It was sad to see. It's.
Oh yeah.
You just got to look at these guys from a fighter's perspective. When an injury like that happens, that was most likely the last time he comes into the octagon. I mean, that quite possibly his career.
Career-ending injury, most definitely. It's look at Anderson Silva. He broke his leg, kind of similar to that. He was able to come back, but he was never the same.
Right.
Never the same. So
yeah, that sucks.
We'll see. I think he's a fighter. He'll probably try to come back, but I mean, let's just hope that he calls it quits and is done with it. Because it's it was brutal. Very, very sad. Very sad. Yes. And then we move into Valentina Shevchenko versus what was her name? What was Andrade's first name? I feel so bad.
The pile driver. I know.
Yeah, I feel so bad. But either way, she would manhandle people coming into this fight, just throwing people down and beating them up and whatever she wanted to do. And then she kind of got caught off guard by Valentina just taking her down and pretty much putting her in the crucifix, beating her up, and that was the end of the fight there.
Yeah, I mean, she has a huge reach, but it was not dependent upon the reach, just for the simple fact that you could tell she spent her entire camp, I would almost bet, just ground game, transitions, being able to work the ground against, and Andrade, who's a very good ground, wrestler. So I think that overall, I think definitely it's just a weird fight. Just a weird fight on overall. I think when you look at how she entered the fight, and you could just tell that she was caught completely off guard. Just completely off guard.
She was totally uncomfortable from the get-go when it happened. You could just see she was like, what's going on right now? Like, what? Because she was prepared for the stand-up game. She was prepared to, trade with Shevchenko, but that's definitely not what occurred.
No.
I think, didn't she say at the end of the fight that she was expecting more of a stand-up, or was that...
That's exactly what she said.
Okay,
She
yes.
said that she expected it to be more stand up because I mean, you have a 5.5 inch reach. Why not, right? I mean, it was at that point,
Mm-hmm.
really. I mean, you're gonna play around with the person until you knock them out.
Yep.
So I think it was very intriguing. Um, I guess I just would like to see Shevchenko move up a weight class.
I think she's
Go,
gonna have like some super fight coming on. I think we're about to have like a battle of two champions.
yeah,
I think that's what's gonna happen. That's just where she's at. She's just she really is a well-rounded fighter. Because up to this point, that's what she was doing. She was using that reach and she's knocking people out.
yep,
So and then a lot of people are saying she had weaknesses and this and that. I think she kind of took that personally. Not to
yep.
steal MJ's quote, but she took that personally. But
Yeah,
other
definitely.
than that, I mean, I thought it for a champion, to be able to change things up and really be able to still catch an opponent off guard when you've been this dominant of a champion. I will have to take my hat off to her for that. I thought that was very nice in that respect. Um, but that's where I'm at. I like her. I think she's a really good, really really good fighter. But I'm with you. I think she's to the point now she needs to move up. And it's time for her to take on a bigger opponent. I guess in the sense if that's what you want to say. Um,
Just I'd say one that has maybe physical equals to her. Something where that reach is not going to be such. I mean, 5.5 inches. That's huge. I
yeah.
mean, that's not a small amount of reach. Like
No.
you're keeping them way away from you. So I would like to see her fight someone with the 70. I think it's like 77-inch reach is what I believe she's sitting at.
Which that's
I'd like to
crazy.
see like a 76-inch reach. Oh yeah, she's super long arms. So I mean, it would be really really interesting to see her move up, fight a bigger fighter. I think she would be really well. I think she would do really well in a fight against a person in that next weight class.
hmm And then we had Zhang Weili versus Thug Rose. I can't. It's like Yamamoris or something rather.
So
Either way,
it's an interesting one. We'll just call her
that was
Thug
the
Rose.
one. Right, that was the one that I anticipated the two to come out and kind of do some stand up. I mean, you could see it was kind of set up, and they did it, and I don't know, dude. That leg kick, man. That leg kick. Whoa.
It
It
was just.
was
I
just
feel
very
like
tactical.
I feel like this UFC defined just the instances in a fight that happen when someone gets knocked out. Like it was just a quick chance that she got that kick there. Because if you watch that strike back, it looked like what Yang. I can't remember how to
Whaley.
say it. Whaley. There we go. Whaley looked like she was going for the strike on the opposite side. So it was just that classic. You got me first. You tagged
Yep.
me with it first. So it was a really good move. They both. Honestly, I think that was one of the best fights of the night. Personally, I feel like that was. We didn't get one over three. We didn't get one into the 3 rounds. We didn't get anything over that. And I felt like this one was the best because I feel like they both kind of felt each other out a little bit, and Rose took a chance at something she felt she had. So I really
That
feel
that
strongly that
jab.
that was.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah,
That
that jab it was on, and she utilized it perfect.
was crazy. It's it was good though. Like you said, I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm all about, seeing the catching like a champion off guard like that and knocking them out. I mean, that's a statement. That's not just I'm here to contend. I mean, I'm here to be a champion too. Like that's a big statement. So let's see what Rose can do with that moving forward. But I mean, overall, I pretty much picked all those to happen.
I think
um,
Whaley will be coming back. Obviously,
oh
there's going to
yeah,
be a rematch, and Doug Rose just better have her game on
she
like
better
she
be
did
ready.
this last one
Yep,
because
she better be
I
prepared.
guarantee it. Whaley was not happy that got called.
No,
She was mad. So I'm really interested to see this. What it'd be? Whaley, Doug Rose 2,
oh yeah, I think we might
3.
have a
I'm not sure.
trilogy brewing.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
So it'll be interesting to see. Oh man, excuse me. But the thing that really got to me again is this darn Jorge Masvidal fight. Masvidal Usman 2 and 50 professional fights. Masvidal had never been knocked out. The dude had been just a stand-up genius. Pretty much no one really wanted to stand up with the dude. I mean, really, is what it was. I mean, he beat the shit out of Nate Diaz. I mean, just beat the brakes off of many people.
Yeah.
And he didn't really. He had the chance, but Usman didn't want to really stand up with him in the first time they fought. So you're
Right.
like, okay. And this is like an instance what happened with Valentina. You prepare your whole camp for, ground, because Usman took you down the whole fight. And then you get caught with a right cross behind a perfect left jab. Like,
It was
that's
perfect fake left jab. I mean, it was.
well, he
You could
went with it
tell.
and then used his hand to move his hand out of the way, which immediately takes your sight away from what's going on, and then just
Oh, and
caught
he
him right
got
on the
caught.
chin.
And again, how many
And he
fights that
threw
guy
his
has
whole
had.
weight into it, like threw his whole body into it. Like he threw so much force into the punch, like he fell forward.
Yeah,
Like
and
it,
they hit bodies because of the way he threw his weight into it.
yeah.
Usman was prepared.
Oh yeah.
Usman was ready to go toe to toe with Masvidal. He knew that that was a ticket that he could punch, really to set himself apart. Because, like you made us, the statement earlier that Masvidal was that stand up guy, that guy that no one wanted to go toe to toe with.
Yep.
For chin strength and just the ability to hit those combinations and be able to take the return. I just I don't know. I just feel like the biggest problem with Masvidal is he got really, really, really cocky in the moment. Really, took his guard down, put his hands by his waist. I bet you,
Yeah.
if there's anything that he's saying to himself, is I keep my hands up. He keeps his hands up. I think we're talking different. I think if he's not so cocky,
That's my thing. Yeah,
talking different.
if he takes out the I'm one of the best stand up fighters in the game, and actually does the technique and fights that you're supposed to fight,
Yeah.
then yeah, I don't think he gets caught with that right cross that just
But
blew his face off.
let's give credit. It was a beautifully hidden right cross behind that jab. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he timed it perfectly and he caught him completely off guard. He had no idea what was coming at him.
Yeah, I know.
So, but again, it's just no matter how strong your chin is, the human body will wear down and it'll happen.
I know. It's terrible sauce. That's all I know. Straight terrible sauce.
It was the knife and the axe that ultimately chopped your tree down. I mean, that thing was standing tall all night long, and then kaboom. It was quiet. It was a quiet forest until that tree hit the ground.
Everything was working out so well, going so good.
It's all
It's
right.
going to be just a
Like,
great end of the weekend.
I think
And then,
the classic statement of the weekend was, "Well, I wasn't out 45K."
yeah, for real. And people betting $45,000 on a fight, like, you
Can't
crazy.
see. Look at that, $45,000 because that person probably felt the same way you did. Oh, this guy
Well,
hasn't been knocked out. It's not going to
well,
happen.
the people that bet the 45, excuse me, the people that bet the 45K were the ones that bet on Rose, and it ended up turning into 118.
So I mean, it wasn't too big of a loss, and
No, not at all. Turned into a
right.
huge gain. I
Yeah,
should have
that
just
was
did individual bets on every one of those fights, and I would have came out on top.
yeah, because you would have had 4 out of the 5. So yeah, you would have been sitting pretty good.
Oh well,
It's all
is
right.
what it is.
Hindsight's 2020.
Speaking of getting robbed,
The Med Bomb.
was robbed of a no-hitter. 7 innings, no hits, 7 strikeouts. But it's not a no-hitter, folks. It's not a no-hitter. Stupid MLB and their crappy language.
Yeah. Yeah. They're, just how can you take away a no-hitter when he was not allowed to pitch past those innings because of the doubleheader rules. There are 7-inning games when you do doubleheaders. It's not a 9-inning game. I think it's wrong. It's not like he can go out there and keep throwing. It's not going to count. So
it's true.
A no-hitter's a no-hitter. I don't really know how else you slice the bread. When you don't get a hit as a team, you don't get a hit. So I think the credit should be given. Hopefully, Rob Manfred comes out and does the right thing. But I'm definitely not going to hold my breath on that one.
Yeah, it was dumb. Probably one of the dumbest things I've seen in baseball in a while. But that's just me.
Besides wires under the shirt.
Oh, we don't talk about that. That was tragedy.
Leave the trash cans outside.
Talk about people needing to get their trophies robbed from them. But anyway, let's be honest. Oh wait.
Oh yes, that's what we were. I like it. You were.
Oh man. So besides that, and what was going on with all that robness, then you had the Oakland A's, who had won 13 straight and then lost just the other day. Last night to Baltimore, I believe it was like a 5-0 loss to snap that 13-game win streak.
Yep. Oh yeah, and they were just overall just being really aggressive. Forcing it, probably being aggressive in the early counts and helping the O's. Yeah, the A's right now are just riding hot. They're a good team. They've been pieced together. They have a good manager. Unfortunately, I don't foresee them slowing down for a little bit.
Right. So, I think.
What are you feeling?
There's some interesting stuff afoot with what we got going on when it comes to divisions, and I think, like me and you talked here a little bit ago, the power shift from the AL East has now officially went to the NL West, mainly because you have the Dodgers and Padres, but now you kind of have the Diamondbacks out here being pesky for people. They actually, a part of that doubleheader where Bumgarner had the no-hitter on the front, on the back end, we only allowed 1 run in the doubleheader. And I believe scored 14 runs in that doubleheader.
That's what I heard.
So quite a dominant performance against the Atlanta Braves. So we will definitely see what's to come there. Personally, I think they're going to fall apart, but that's just me.
We'll see. I think the interesting part is, like you made the comment, about the NL East. Those teams were all projected to be high placed within their own division, but yet high placed within the playoff race.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of playoff anything out of the NL East, much out of the NL Central. There's a lot of teams right now really, really playing underneath what they should be playing. The Twins, I believe, before today, I'm not sure what they did today, but I know they had lost, I think, 9 out of 10 games. Guys being put on the IL. That was one of the top-ranked teams in the AL Central. White Sox have played well, but not necessarily out to the pace that they were projected to be at. There's just a lot of teams that have really underplayed themselves, played themselves into bad positions. Injuries have also played a part of it. The Astros. I've heard a lot of crying out of the Astros about how COVID has affected their season so far, and it's like COVID's
Boo-hoo.
affected everybody. I don't really want to hear it. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of really intriguing storylines coming out of this first month we're rolling into now. First month of the MLB season. Very, very intriguing pitching. Pitching, I feel like, has been heavy. Pitching dominant. You've seen a lot of strong outings from pitchers. I think these guys are just ready. They're just a lot of less innings on their arms last year. I think is equating to a lot better pitching this year. You have
Yep.
guys who are out here fresh. They're ready to roll. 60-game season last year was definitely not enough for these guys.
No. Shouldn't be when you're playing like 100 plus every year.
Yeah, 162 all the way down to 60. Like as a third of the season.
Those dudes are going nuts 100% of the time last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe we're about to have a drive-by.
Uh-oh.
The
Drive-by.
question is if it's going to be a magpie drive-by.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We'll see. I don't know. I see one coming around the block, but I'm just not sure.
Well, we'll discuss some NFL retirements. Why not, right? I mean, had some guys leave now that have been around for quite some time. Some
We
faces.
Go ahead, kick it off. Who was one of those?
I mean, the biggest one who stands out to me is Sean Lee. I understand Sean Lee had a lot of injury issues, but he played a critical role inside that Dallas Cowboy linebacker locker room. I felt that he was a big gel, and was it Jalen Brown?
Jalen Smith?
Smith. There you go, Smith. Thank you, Jalen Smith. I feel like without Sean Lee, I don't feel like Jalen Smith comes along as fast as he did. So I feel like Sean Lee was a crucial part. That when they're going to be looking for him in those linebacker meetings, and without Sean Lee, who, let's be honest, when that guy was on the field, his IQ level top notch, and that's what put himself. Oh yeah, it's what put himself in the position to make some of the awesome plays that he did during his career. Sad to see the injuries really bothered him. He had an injury bug most of his career, but when he was on the field, definitely highlights.
I agree. Actually, I'm going to drop a bomb on you that we didn't talk about. Alex Smith retiring.
Yes, that was definitely one that's happened now a little while ago. It was a sad, obviously a sad moment for me being a 49er fan. I watched Alex struggle through 7 seasons of the 49ers crap. They finally gave him a good head coach and a consistent offensive coordinator. Not the best, but someone who was going to be the same year in and year out. And he started to succeed. And I saw this quarterback that we had drafted number 1 finally start to bear a little bit of fruit for what we were hoping. Came out multiple times in playoff games against Drew Brees, which again I think we can say was pretty much easy that he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Also one of the retirements and people that we lost. So I mean, it's quarterback. The quarterback landscape is in the midst of a big overhaul and a big change. A lot of these faces that we have known and been pushed, they're all changing. Accustomed to seeing those Monday night matches, Sunday night matches, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, obviously recently now. It was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, which obviously Peyton's gone. So it's interesting. It's a big change in some of these names that we will now be seeing, I think, for the future on these big games.
Yes, I totally agree. We also had Marcus Gilbert retiring for the Steelers, I do believe, which is quite interesting.
Sure. Yep, he's a secondary guy.
Yep, he's one of their. I feel like he's been there for a while, so I feel like he's probably one of those core pieces in the locker room too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been an interesting off season so far. Obviously, we've had some people leave. Yes. Obviously, we got the draft coming up on Thursday. Which, speaking of which,
preview, baby. We're gonna have some fun. I feel like on Thursday.
It's going to be real fun. I think we're going to have a 7:30 Central showtime. We're going to have the draft special via the Bird's Nest.
Woohoo!
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I think we're also going to have some surprises in there. I might have some mock drafts. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe some ideas for trades. I don't know. Pure speculation. Pure speculation.
Maybe some Magpie drive-bys. I mean, who knows, man? You never know when this guy's going to pop up. He's just too much of a gangster for us,
No, man, it's hard. It's hard being a gangster Magpie. But I do promise that the entire flock will be in the Bird's Nest on Thursday for the draft show.
Yes. Agreed. It's going to be good stuff. I liked it. I'm loving it. I'm very excited for the things we're going to talk about on Thursday before the draft actually gets here because so many possibilities. And
There's been a lot of activity already.
Good. Well, according to sources, San Francisco already has their quarterback figured out. So we'll see.
Yes, that is definitely what we've heard. Gosh.
Let's be honest.
No Mac Jones.
Who you think?
No Mac Jones.
Let's be honest. Come on. Who you think they're going to take? Let's be honest.
My gut tells me Trey Lance. My fan tells me Justin Fields.
So I'm just going to be honest here and say Kyle Shanahan's going to screw this up. He's going to screw it up. They're going to draft Mac Jones. They're going to screw themselves on not getting Fields or Lance to get the mobile threat that the offense needs. And you're going to be looking at another Jimmy G situation in the next 2-3 years. A guy who gets hit a couple times and gets injured. And just watch. Kyle Shanahan is going to screw it up.
I think
he's
at
not
that
Brian
point,
Flores, he's not Brian Flores. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Whoa, pump those brakes. Holy moly.
I do think Kyle Shanahan's going to somehow find a way to screw this up.
Come
on. All he had to do is run the ball for a quarter and win a Super Bowl. And he couldn't even do that.
We're not talking about this.
That's some honest stuff right there.
I know. It's like, but it's the truth. And it definitely was quite stupid. So, it's definitely something that Falcons fans and 49ers fans share alike. Shanahan shafting them. So it sucks.
Shanahan Shafter-Rooney. Oh.
I just hope John
We have a drive-by, folks.
Whoa! Yo!
What's up, guys?
Yo, Magpie!
What's going on?
With the drive-by.
Oh, we need to get a little line, when you come in, do drive-bys. Some little noise, like a chime. Yeah, something. But, man, you threw me off guard. So what I was saying, okay. So I think, and I really hope, that Mr. Lynch punches Shanahan in the face and knocks him out and locks him in the closet. And John Lynch hijacks this entire draft to save the faithful from the trash that Shanahan believes. I hope he takes a freaking page out of Magpie's book here and goes gangster on us.
Mac Jones?
Can we kick him out of the nest? Can we kick him out of the nest already?
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
He is not easy to get rid of. Okay. All right, cool. No, if he goes Mac Jones,
where are you at? Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna trip and fall on my face. I'm gonna throw this phone in my hand.
No, then we're gonna be right back here in the Bird's Nest. I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, you remember when I told you?"
Quick. Let's be honest. Just let's be honest here. I think this is going to be one of the best drafts in a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the best drafts in a long time. Yeah, subpar.
Subpar. Hear ye.
You're getting like 3
you guys got Chase Young last year.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be biased here. Okay, I could have drowned you guys.
Is not as good as last year's
Chase Young.
class.
Okay,
Don't worry, the Chase Young X Factor is coming in this year's draft.
Yeah, I know.
Rashawn Slater.
Rashawn Slater.
But let's be honest, it was kind of sad to see finally the retirement. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
plenty of different people.
Yeah, I was like, that was unexpected. But okay. I was like, Jesus Christ, Sean Lee, like, wow. I mean,
Tiny party, you got to admit. There was a tiny party in that Washington house of yours that said, no more Sean Lee bugging me.
you didn't finish the season anyway for me to say that, but
Hey, he may have only played in the 2 games against you
but
guys.
he was highly effective when he was in the games against us. So, I was like, yeah.
Bad news. Yay. I get it. Okay. I like that tank. Yeah. See?
That's funny. That's funny. So, yes, it's going to be interesting. Good times. I'm also excited, and I think we need to be honest with this too, and I'm just going to throw this out there. If Kevin Durant is not healthy for the Brooklyn Nets, they're not winning the chip. They're not going. They're not going to make it. It's not going to be Kyrie and the Harden show. Without KD, you're not doing nothing.
Right. See, the Nets are garbage without KD. The garbage. That's all I got to say, garbage.
He came back and played against the Suns, I believe, last night or the day before, and him and Kyrie combined for like 67.
Oh, wait. You mean that guy that said that he carried LeBron James to a championship in Cleveland, but he needed someone to carry him past the Suns?
What?
Oh, God.
Those damn
honestly, when is that guy going to retire? That's where I'm at. Kyrie, when are you going to leave and save the basketball court from you?
He got like 4 more years, maybe 5 with Kyrie.
Oh.
He came in at like 20 years old.
I know. Unfortunately, we had to deal with him for so many years. It was nice when he was in Cleveland before LeBron went back and brought the championship back. Because let's be honest, you didn't hear anything about it.
Mm-hmm. he was having fun being garbage.
He was being garbage, talking trash to Kobe Bryant.
Yep, and then LeBron's like, "Come here, my son. I will show you how to win a
championship." He walks in, he's like, "You called me my son."
And then Kyrie says, "I don't like to be in LeBron's shadow. I can't take it. I need to be the star." How's that working?
Wah.
How's it
working? Right. He's garbage.
It's not.
He's garbage.
He needs a break. Man. He needs a break and rest day like every other day, it seems like. He's gone every other week, has family problems once a week. Like, dude, get it together, homie.
Right.
And then you got Stephen A over here calling him out, talking about how if they don't win the chip, that they're going to be sad that they didn't go play on this Knicks team who's like rolling right now. I'm like, Stephen A. Oh, Stephen A.
Man, he's breathing in those New York exhaust fumes, and he's believing it.
Well, he's a huge Knicks fan, and it's been decades since they've been good. So
it's keep being decades. You have Tom Thibodeau as your head coach. You'll make it maybe to the conference finals and get trash.
Hey, if they make it to the conference finals, there'll be a party in freaking New York. They're already partying because they're the 4 seed or something in the East. Like, and whenever they win, they literally look it up. They've gone outside the stadium and you see people in the streets dancing, just freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. Like, they're going nuts over this team right now in New York. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that was one of the staples of that place. And then they've been garbage. I mean, Carmelo really kind of made them something, but it wasn't really anything. And now they got RJ and all them, and they're kind of slowly thrown together. And, they have this man by the name of Derrick Rose. You might have heard of him.
Oh, yeah. Tom Tibbs, Derrick Rose.
Playing phenomenal basketball. Phenomenal.
Yeah. No surprise. No surprise at all.
Yep. And then, just to end let's be honest here, it came out the other day that Luau Dang, your boy, he's like, if Derrick Rose doesn't go down, we win that championship. Just so you guys know.
This is truth. Nobody could guard Derrick Rose that MVP season.
Nope.
That was the closest thing that the Chicago Bulls have had to. I don't even like you getting me talking about this because I have been robbed. Basketball has been robbed from me. When Michael Jordan and all those guys left the court, my basketball life came crashing down and has never been rebuilt. It's been a smoldering
Oh.
pile of rubble. I have been lucky to see this resurgence this year. I feel like the Bulls are just getting things figured out. They've had a lot of hard decisions to make. I think we have figured out a really good solution to our 5 position. Zach LaVine needs to stay right where he's at, so the front office needs to take care of business. And let's be honest, we need to go out and get LaMelo Ball. I think he would be a perfect fit with LaVine and Vujovic in that system. And I think it would
Breaking
be
news.
that. And then I think the other individual that the Bulls need to really go after is Pascal Siakam. If you
That'd be
bring in
nice.
Pascal Siakam and you bring in LaMelo Ball, you pair it with the other 2 stars, the Bulls are starting to talk about being a competitor. You have to have 3 to 4 stars in the NBA of today. It's
Yep.
not just a 1-2-man show. It's a 4-star on the floor, and you better have a good bench. I feel like we have really good role players, not good starters, besides LaVine and Vujovic. Night in and night out, Vujovic shows up, just tears it up. LaVine, when he's not sick, which he's been sick the past few days, when he's on the court, this kid's just ice in his veins on offense. It's so easy to him. Watching
the
him play
best.
offense it's like this, he's just sleepwalking. Then if he just continues to get that drive, put the defensive end on there, the Bulls finally, in my opinion, have the best team we've had since 1998. And I'll even put it over that team with Derrick Rose because unfortunately Derrick just didn't have the firepower that LeBron had in Miami. That was a hard thing for us to match against that Miami team. And I knew that going into that series. It was a pipe dream, unfortunately, and I saw it coming.
Well, I will tell you, since we're talking about them, you have the Chicago Bulls upsetting the Miami Heat tonight, folks. 110 to 102. Behind Vucevic, 24. Daniel Theis, 23. Colby White, 17. Then you got to combine 22 points with Marketed and Young off the bench.
Perfect.
That's all you need.
If this team starts to just roll in the right time, we're playing with the play-in games and playoffs. This Bulls team can be dangerous. They're young. They don't run out of energy very easy. And they play long games all the time. We can put up 130 plus. We can also put up big old stinkers and barely hit 90. So it's a rough team.
More breaking news. The Knicks were on a 9-game winning streak until Chris Paul and the Suns ended that tonight, 118 to 110.
Of course, there's CP3 out there in the desert taking care of business with
Devin Booker,
fancy,
33 points, roster. 22 from Derrick Rose and a loss. But you got Bridges with 21, Chris Paul with 20, Devin Booker with 33. Then they had Cameron Payne and Cameron Johnson both had 11. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, you just had Derrick Rose with 22 points, and then no one else hit 20. Randall, Bullock, and Barrett had 18, 17, 17.
Wow. So it was still, a good output, but that Suns team is just in position right now. Their window is open, and it's time for them to strike.
Yes, the Suns are looking very, very scary at the moment.
They have a good team.
They are. Oh yeah, the Utah Jazz are the first team to clinch a playoff spot. By the way, in the West, they're 44-16. Phoenix is 43-18. The Clippers are 43-20. Nuggets 39-21. Lakers 36-25. Dallas 33-26. And then it drops into Portland, Memphis, San Antonio, and Golden State. Portland's 32-28, Memphis 31-28, San Antonio 31-29, Golden State 31-30.
Wow. Deep.
And Golden State is 7-3 over the last 10, which is one of the best in the West. And they're currently on a 2-game winning streak. And Portland is currently losing 5 straight.
Oof.
So if Portland doesn't get it together, then they're going to find themselves out of that spot.
Yeah.
I could also see Dame telling everybody to fucking kind of rest and take it easy for a couple of games because they're going to have to play that play-in no matter what. That's just who Dame is. He's smart like that.
Yep, he's one of those CP3 players. And, while we're on this basketball topic, I just got to drop it. I got to drop it on Fridays.
Oh, I got to mute you. Oh. Ah!
Oh. On Fridays, at this new show coming, powered by Velocity Sports, The Blacktop, hosted by Tamara. All the NBA news you guys want. It's going to be an NBA, centric show. So if you want to get your NBA news, it's a good place to start.
The Blacktop every week.
Yes.
Check it out.
Definitely.
Well, with that, my friends and family, and everyone else I don't know. Oh. We thank you for tuning in to this weekly edition of Velocity Sports. We'll be back next week at our earlier normal time. We're hoping to start getting on between 7:30 and 8. We'll get it all ironed out, have it set up, scheduled. Look out for us. Everyone have a good rest of your week.
Take care.